In this video, we are going to look at the concept behind mean, median, mode, and range in statistics for maths. Now, this is very important. All right, these are important concepts in statistics. After going through this video, I guarantee you that you'll be able to deal or solve basic or any problem involving mean, median, mode, and range. So ensure you stay to the very end of this video. All right, as usual, I will give you guys a practice math question on this at the end to test your knowledge. Okay, so having known this, let's go into the details of the video. All right, so let's begin with the concept of mode. Now, mode in statistics basically means the highest occurring frequency. All right, so it's the most common, all right, value in the data you have. All right, most common or highest occurring frequency. Whereas the median, this is the middle value. Okay, now note that there are some cases in which for the median you are going to have two middle values. Now in such situation, you add those two middle values and divide by 2. All right, we are going to get to meet such question as we progress. All right, we're going to deal with such question as we begin to practice. Now for the mean, so the mean is basically the average. All right, is the total of items divided by number of items. All right, so this is our mean. It's basically the average, but we have to work it out. Whereas for the range is basically the difference between the highest and the lowest. So you can say range is highest minus lowest of the data you're working with or you have in the question. All right, so this is basically, let me write this the best way. So this is basically the 4 parameters we have to know in statistics: mean, median, mode, and range concept. Okay, now having known these 4 basic parameters, let's write this and look at a practice GCSE maths question and see how we can figure out the mode, median, mean, and range such a question out. Let's write this. Okay guys, now let's look at this question. It says find the median, mode, mean, and range of these numbers below. All right, so let's begin with the median. So for the median, we need to, which is the middle number, we need to arrange these values we have in ascending order. All right, you can do it in ascending order or descending order, but oftentimes it's done by ascending order. So let's arrange these values in ascending order. So when you do it, you're going to have -4, -3, -2, and no -1. We have 0. Okay, we have 1, we have 2, we have 2 again, double 2, we have triple 3. Okay, we have 5, we have double 6, and 9. All right, so we have arranged these data we have, these values, all right, in ascending order. Okay, now to now get the median, which is the middle number, we check what will be the middle number here. Okay, let's start from, let's come closer. Okay, we have -3, -2, 0, 1. Okay, 5 numbers from the left. Let's start from the right, 5 numbers as well, 9, 6, 6, 5, 3. Okay, now let's make it 6. Let's add 1 to this. We have -4, -3, -2, 0, 1, 2. That's 6 values from the left. Let's stop here. And we have 9, 6, 6, 5, 3, 3. That's 6 values from the right. Let's stop here. As you can see, we have 2 middle numbers here. Now to get the median, it will now be 2 plus 3 over 2, which is 5 over 2, which is the same thing as 2.5. All right, so the median is what? 2.5. Now for the mode, the mode is the highest occurring frequency or the most value. All right, so the highest occurring frequency here is 3. 3 is the only value or number that is tripled. So our mode is what? 3, the highest occurring frequency or the most common. All right, now the next one is our mean. Okay, now our mean will be, all right, we're going to sum all the values here and divide it by the total number of values we have there. So we have minus 4 plus minus 3, which is same as minus 3, plus minus 2, which is same as minus 2, all right, plus 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 2, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 5, plus 6, plus 6, then plus 9. Everything divided by how many numbers do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14 values. Okay, so when you add everything together, when you punch it on the calculator, so we are going to have the outcome to be 31. So we're going to have 31 over 14. All right, 31 over 14, we punch in the calculator. Okay, 31 over 14 will give us 2.214285. You keep having recurring decimals. Let's leave our answer to 3 significant figures. It's going to be 2.21. All right, so this will be the mean for this data we have. All right, so lastly, to get the range will be the highest value minus the lowest value, and the highest value here is 9, so it will be 9 minus the lowest value here is what? Minus 4. All right, minus plus minus will give us plus, so this will now be 9 plus 4. All right, so which will give us what? 13. All right, so that will be the answer to this question of the range. So it's as simple as that, guys. Now let's try to look at a trickier question under this concept. All right, before I give you guys a practical question, you do by yourself. Let's write this. Okay, guys. Now let's look at this trickier question. It says the height to the nearest cm of 8 penguins at a zoo are 41, 43, 44, 44, 47, 48, 50, and 51. Now, 2 of the penguins are moved to a different zoo. Okay, if the mean height of the remaining penguins is 44.5 cm, find the height of the 2 penguins that moved. Okay, now this is an interesting question. Okay, firstly, the formula for this mean will be total height over number of penguins Okay, now for this question, the total height of 8 penguins will be, when you add all the 8 heights we have in this question, it will give us 368 cm. By the time you add everything here, to give it 268 cm. Okay, now that we have the total height to be 268 cm. Alright, now the total height of remaining 6 penguins. Alright, remember the question says 2 of the penguins have moved to a different zoo. Now it will now remain 6 penguins. Alright, now the total height of the remaining 6 penguins when 2 must have moved. To get it, we are going to multiply that number 6 by the mean height of the remaining penguins in the question, which is 44.5. Alright, so when you punch this in the calculator, you have it to be 267. Okay, cm. Okay, Now the question says find the heights of the two penguins that moved. Okay, now combined heights of penguins that moved will be, we want to find this now, find the heights of the two penguins that moved. So the combined heights will be to subtract this 267 from this 368. So when you do it, it will be 368 minus 267. So when you punch it in the calculator, you're going to have it to be 101 cm. Alright, so basically the height of the two penguins that moved must be between 50 cm and 51 cm, because when you add 50 cm and 51 cm, you will get 101 cm. Right, so that's the logic behind this question. After having done this, let me give you guys the practical question. Mean, mode, median, and range, and after it you can call it a class. Let's wipe this. Okay guys, now let's look at this math practice question under statistics. It says find the mean, median, mode, and range for the set of data below. Alright, these are the data we have. Under question, under it says another value is added to the data above. If the mean is now 5.5, find the new value. Okay, so for the mean, let's begin with the mean. Alright, the mean will be to add all the values here and divide it by the total number of the values we have there. So it's going to give us 1 plus 3, alright, plus 14 minus 5 plus 6 minus 12 plus 18 plus 7 plus 23 plus 10 minus 5 minus 14 plus 0 to 0 plus 25, alright, plus 8 all over the total number. If we count it, we get 15. Alright, so let me punch this on a calculator like this and see what's going to give me. Okay, when you punch it, you're going to have it to be 5.2666. You keep having repeated decimal 666. Alright, well, let's leave it at 3 significant figure. So to do that, it's going to be 5.27. When you approximate this as 1 and put it in this 6. Alright, so this will be the mean for this data. Now to get the median, for the median you arrange this data in ascending order. So if you do that, you're going to have it to be the least value is minus 14. Okay, we have minus 14, we have minus 12, we have what again? We have minus 5. Okay, we have 0, we have 1, we have 3, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 10, we have 14. Okay, we have 18, we have 23, and we have 25. So let's check if it is up to 15 value. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so it's up to 15. Since it's up to 15, the median will be, okay, let's count 12. Okay, let's count 6 number from the right and left respectively. For the 6 now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are going to stop here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to stop here. Okay, let's count extra one. Count here, stop here. So the middle value is what? 6. So the median is what? 6. Median equals what? 6. And that will be the median for this question. Okay, range is highest value minus lowest value. Highest value here is what? 25. Lowest value here is what? Minus 14 minus 14, which is 25 plus 14. Alright, so when you punch this on a calculator, you have it to be what? 39. That will be our range. Now the mode is the highest occurring frequency or the most value. The highest occurring frequency in this data is -5. So the mode is what? -5. Alright, so that will be the answer for the first question. Now, the second question says another value is added to the data above. If the mean is now 5.5, find the new value. So let me write below and get the new value for you. Let's solve it together. Okay, so now get the new value. Remember, it says if the mean is now 5.5 when another value is added to the data. So if another value is added to this data, the total number of data will no longer be 15, so now be what? 16. All right. So basically, the first thing you have to do will be to multiply this 16 by 5.5. All right. So when you punch it on a calculator, you are going to have it to be 88. All right. Now to now get the new value, you subtract the total value here by the time you add everything here from 88. So remember, when we added everything here, when we are trying to get the mean, we got it to be 79. So it's going to be 88 minus 79. So when you do the math, you're going to have it to be 9. All right. So this will be the new value added to the data. Okay. So guys, this basically can do problems involving mean, mode, median, and range of statistics. So you learn something interesting from this video. Now, if you are new to the channel, ensure you check the description of the video below for links to our Telegram channel. Click on it and join the Telegram channel for instant notification. Also, ensure to subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button for more videos like this. Like, share, and comment on this video. Tell me how you feel from what I learned from this class. If you seem to have any specific question to ask regarding this topic, feel free to leave your question in the comment section below and I'll ensure to give you a response. Now click on the end screen above and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.